Crime shows are one of the most popular genres out there and constantly get high viewership. However, we're at a point where there are so many crime shows that many audience members don't know what to watch and if they're worth their time or not. So today we're going to give you information on the best crime shows to watch in 2022. First up, we have The Cleaning Lady Season 1. The first show on this list is a brand new series that was released in January of this year. The show is definitely for people who love crime, drama, and of course, some underground and maniacal systems affecting people's lives. This series follows Elodie Young, playing a Cambodian doctor who brings her son to the US for a procedure. When the healthcare complex fails her son, she decides to do whatever to take back her power and fight against the government. This series is available on Fox and other streaming services. It got some good reviews and seemed to be a contender for anyone looking to scratch that crime drama itch. And now we have Search Party Season 5. Back for its 5th season, Search Party was also released back in January of this year. It's a show that treads on some new ground as it's very experimental. It's a mix of thriller, drama, mystery, and satire, but does all these things very well. It's a commentary on many things and is just a great show that really breaks down the conventions of crime drama. These sorts of shows are really good if you enjoy crime shows, as they play with your expectations even more than others. This one might be good for you, especially if you enjoy knowing what might happen next. Next is Archive 81 Season 1. Archive 81 is one of a kind. This show was released back in January of this year and took over Netflix for a few days. The show is engaging and follows a story that many aren't used to in these crime dramas. In this series, an archivist must take over the restoration of tapes put together by a filmmaker who investigated a dangerous cult and then gets sucked into a mystery about it. Literally, stuff like this is why people become archivists in the first place. This one is just crazy and definitely worth your time. Let us know down in the comments below if you suggest this to someone or are giving it a go yourself. Now, Ozark Season 4. Here is one we don't really need to introduce. Ozark has been one of the most popular series on Netflix since its first season. The show just took over the internet and became one of the best crime series of all time. It's definitely worth a binge, especially now that Season 4 was just released a few months ago. This show is crazy. Money laundering, Jason Bateman, and of course, some bleak Midwestern landscapes to keep you going. This show is just the beginning of its final season, and things are heating up. Don't miss out on this phenomenal show while it's still airing. Next up, we have The Woman in the House Across the Street from the Girl in the Window Season 1. While its title may be a little crazy and hard to remember, the show makes up for it. The series follows Kristen Bell and many other actors in this insane story. Drinking wine and figuring out mysteries seem to be the aim of the show, and it's something to binge with a few friends on a Friday night. Get your popcorn ready because this show is crazy good and worth your time. We don't want to spoil anything, so get ready for a great ride. Now we have Pam and Tommy Season 1. Pam and Tommy was released to critical acclaim and took over the internet. The show was crazy and showed off what really happened between Pamela Anderson and Tommy Lee. Lily James and Sebastian Stan basically turn into Pamela Anderson and Tommy Lee in this new series about their 1995 sex tape leak, but it also seems to be about the history of the internet. Most notably how, as soon as it was born, it became a means for sexploitation. Lily James looks completely different and almost unrecognizable. She is amazing in this role and has shown the world that she's an incredible actor. Let us know down in the comments below if you like this show and if others should get on this. And our final crime show is Better Call Saul Season 6. The final show on this list is Better Call Saul as it enters its final season. Despite knowing Saul's story in Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul has constantly made strides in his character and the story of Breaking Bad. Set before the events of the original series, Better Call Saul follows the rise and fall of Jimmy McGill as he becomes the character Saul Goodman we all know from Breaking Bad. This 6th season seems to be finally crossing over with Breaking Bad as we head into the early years of that story. We don't know what's happening next, but there was news of Bryan Cranston and Aaron Paul returning as Walter White and Jesse Pinkman in the series before it ends. Better Call Saul might be a prequel to Breaking Bad, but it's a law, crime, and cartel drama at its heart. It's amazing, and you should definitely watch it if you're a fan of these shows or a fan of Breaking Bad. Hopefully it all ends in a great way and leads into Breaking Bad well. So that was all the best crime shows to watch in 2022. Let us know what you thought about them, and if you watched or recommend any of those that we spoke about. Also, tell us if there are others we should have mentioned. And now, on to some other television news. Next up we have The Flash has been renewed. Will the show ever end? The Flash has been going strong for 7 seasons now. We are currently in the middle of its 8th season, with a new storyline about to start airing soon. Fans have been wondering for a long time how long The Flash will go on. The first series in the Arrowverse, Arrow, lasted for 8 seasons. Its final season was caught up in the massive crossover event, Crisis on Infinite Earths. Earths. But we also got that final season dedicated to its end. It's not like the series was cut off like many others. Even shows like Supergirl that have ended recently had a real ending and a wrap-up season for their characters. Now that The Flash has been renewed for its 9th season, we're hoping that season 10 will be its last. Not because the show is awful or anything, it's because it makes so much sense. Season 9 was announced without the CW stating that it would be its final season, so we know another one is coming after that. For The Flash's story to have a great resolution, season 10 makes sense. Even if it's just a 9-episode season similar to Arrow, it would fit very well. So why does this make so much sense? Well, it's because of what the show has been setting up since its beginning. The Flash, vanishing in a crisis during 2024, has been a part of the show since its first season. Though many believe that this story was concluded in Crisis, as another Flash met his end during that event, our Barry needs to meet that fate. The big theory right now is that during the final season of The Flash, we are going to get a loop of sorts. We need to meet the original Reverse Flash who killed Barry's mother and became Harrison Wells. We have had a Reverse Flash for a long time now, but the original hasn't appeared yet. The one who started it all hasn't appeared before Barry. That is what needs to happen for this story to end. This will lead to their fated engagement, where they head back in time to fight before Barry and his mother. Fans are hoping that the show follows the comic book storyline, where Barry becomes the lightning bolt that gives him his powers in 2014. This would be a perfect ending to the show and would create a loop. What do you think about it? Let us know down in the comment section below. Finally, we have Walter White and Jesse Pinkman returning to the Breaking Bad universe. Our final story is one that many fans are super excited about and are waiting to see on their screens this year. The newest season of Better Call Saul has just begun airing on Netflix, and something big has been announced recently. With this being the final season of the show, we are going to be catching up and overlapping with Breaking Bad in many areas. Everything is coming to a head, and plotlines are going to lead back into that original series. With this, many have been waiting for years to see Jesse Pinkman and Walter White appear in the series. Now that the show is ending, it's been announced that both characters will appear in season 6 at some point. We don't know their roles or what part of the story we'll see them in, but it's awesome to see that they're coming back. We are super excited to see them on the screen once again, especially after how amazing El Camino was. And that's the end of today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed this latest video. If you did, would you please let us know down in the comments section below? It would be very helpful. Make sure to like the video, comment down below, and of course, subscribe to the channel with the notification bell rung. Thank you for watching today's video. Bye.